The death row inmate had just been released from prison when she smashed her electronic ankle monitor to pieces with a hammer. She then proactively called the monitoring station, falsely claiming she'd damaged the device while cycling, while verbally requesting an officer to replace the monitor. She was secretly preparing murder weapons. Upon learning the officer would arrive in an hour, she deliberately left her phone at home and pedaled her bicycle at breakneck speed. Her plan was to kill someone before the officer arrived and return in time to perfectly clear herself of suspicion. Soon, on reach the target's doorstep, the man was still engrossed in his video game, utterly unaware of the impending danger. Suddenly, the doorbell rang. Shawn curiously walked to the door to check. He saw On disguised as a gas inspector. And so, Shawn opened the door to his own death without a hint of suspicion. After entering the house, On took out the work clothes she had prepared in advance. She put on gloves and shoe covers to avoid leaving traces. Shawn led her to the kitchen before leaving, but On was so nervous, she accidentally dropped the knife hidden in her clothes. She immediately held her breath in terror. Fortunately, the loud rain drowned out the sound, and Shawn didn't hear it. After calming down, On quietly went upstairs. Shawn, engrossed in his game, was completely unaware. She fought back her fear, gripped the knife tightly in her hand, and fixed her gaze on Shawn's neck. One stab to the carotid artery, and everything would be over. Just as she steeled herself to strike, Shawn suddenly turned his head. On recoiled in fright, snatching her hand back.
끝났어요?
Shawn noticed her unease. He stood up and studied On closely, realizing they'd crossed paths before at the observation facility.
저 본 적 있죠.
Realizing Shawn recognized her, On steeled herself and lunged forward with the knife, but her strength proved insufficient. Shawn easily knocked her to the ground. On realized she was no match for Shawn. In a critical moment, she pulled a stun gun from her pocket and delivered a powerful shock to Shawn. Seeing Shawn unable to resist, On rushed forward and choked him fiercely. Soon Shawn stopped struggling and passed out. On then picked up the knife from the floor and plunged it deep into Shawn's heart. After escaping the villa, On used Shawn's phone to send a text to his family, claiming she'd be going abroad for a vacation soon. She then turned off the phone, tossed it into a passing truck, and pedaled frantically through the pouring rain. But in her haste, she ignored a traffic light. At an intersection, she collided with a large truck. Soon after, an observer arrived at On's home, hearing On's phone ringing inside. She approached the window to investigate. On was nowhere to be found. Only her phone lay on the table, and the landline receiver had been deliberately placed aside. Realizing something was amiss, the observer immediately reported the situation.